Hello, friends. Matthew Zachary here. You've been told that the American healthcare system is broken. It isn't. It's working exactly as designed. Delays, denials, dehumanization. For decades, it's been profits over patients. You need proof? What's the first question they ask you? What insurance do you have? That tells you everything. And it isn't just big health insurance. It's the American Medical Association, it's labor unions, it's employers, politicians from both sides, and even the IRS. Yes, the IRS. They built it this way. And now it's time we, the patients, rig the system in our favor. Here's the prescription. We, the patients, understanding, navigating, and surviving America's healthcare nightmare. My new book by me, Matthew Zachary, a 30-year brain cancer survivor, the founder of Stupid Cancer, the host of this podcast, Out of Patients, and co-founder and CEO of We the Patients. Pick up your copy of We the Patients today wherever books are sold, or visit wethepatientsbook.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to Out of Patients. In science, progress isn't just slowed by what we don't know. It's strangled by systemic barriers built on bias, bureaucracy, and buried history. Then there are the gates that guard access, diminish diversity, and dampen discovery. So, when barriers need breaking, we send in Oliver Bogler. Here is the latest dispatch from Season 2 of Standard Deviation. Take it away, Oliver.
If you want to be an academic scientist, you don't just need brilliant ideas. You have to navigate an invisible maze of unwritten rules. And if you don't know those rules, you can find yourself facing a wall that has nothing to do with your scientific ability. For Dr. Benjamin Suarez Jimenez, that wall appeared early in his career, and it almost ended it.
They just summoned me to the chair's office, and it was just this two male sitting in front of me with all this power and telling me how basically I've been caught with plagiarism, and I just saw my whole career stumble. I just fresh out of Puerto Rico. I was 20 years old. I literally remember that feeling of my career ended here. That's it.
I'm Oliver Bogler. Today on Standard Deviation, what happens when someone is locked out of the maze, and what happens when they finally get handed the key? We're going to explore the invisible load of academic gatekeeping and how a rogue group of editors at the Life Science Editors Foundation is helping scientists break through. Benjamin is now an assistant professor at the University of Rochester. He uses virtual reality and video games to study how people with PTSD and anxiety build mental maps of their environment. But his interest in how people navigate trauma didn't start in a lab. It started in middle school, when his mother was diagnosed with cancer and given months to live. She sent Benjamin and his brothers to a boarding school to give herself the room to focus on her health and to spare them from witnessing her pain every day. The school, which specialized in math and science, was intense.
Some of my peers just couldn't, with the pressure of being away from home, the amount of work, and they would just go back home. And I don't know if it was because I felt at that moment like, what home am I going to go to? But I don't know, it just pushed me to do better and to do more.
That drive eventually propelled him to the mainland United States. He joined a preparatory program at UMass Amherst, designed to help students transition into a PhD. But moving from Puerto Rico to Massachusetts was a massive culture shock, and it was here, taking an essay exam, that Benjamin walked right into an invisible trap. He knew the material, but he was failed and accused of plagiarism. Why? Because he didn't cite the professor's class notes.
I didn't cite any reference because to me it's an exam. Like I've never had to cite any references in an exam, and to me that was not a clear necessity.
Benjamin wasn't penalized for a lack of scientific knowledge. He was penalized for not knowing an unwritten rule. He was forced to sign a document acknowledging his error so that he could stay in the program.
At that moment, I really blamed myself. I already had enough imposter feelings that I shouldn't be there. I just felt like I was just not, I didn't belong, like I shouldn't be there.
Benjamin survived that trap. He persisted, going on to the NIH, completing his PhD, and eventually becoming a postdoc at Columbia University. By this point, Benjamin was on his own scientific path. To study how anxiety and trauma alter the brain, he built virtual reality games. In one task, subjects explore a beautiful grassy meadow to pick flowers. But
inside of the flowers, there might be bees that will sting them. And so we give them a mild electrical stimulation to their hand. It kind of feels like a static shock. So it's something uncomfortable. If you can imagine, once you try to grab a door and it gives you static shock, you withdraw and then you're like hesitant to touch it again.
He places subjects inside a brain scanner while they play this game, watching how they learn to associate certain spaces with danger, a glimpse of the anxious brain in action. But as he prepared to transition to running his own lab, he realized that creative science wasn't enough. To survive, he needed a big grant. And once again, he hit an invisible wall.
Even after grad school, I realized that my grant writing skills were lacking. Grant writing is very different from science writing than the things that are expected and the tone of which you write things.
Then he came across the JEDI program, Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. Through JEDI, the Life Sciences Editors Foundation pairs scientists from underrepresented groups with former top-tier journal editors. Benjamin applied and got paired with Angela Anderson. They didn't just fix commas. They worked on a crucial 2-page letter of intent. Angela pressed him to translate the complex mechanics of his virtual reality environments into a compelling narrative.
She would question me about it. Like, how would you explain this to your grandma? Or like, it's not the same when you get to talk about it with someone that has read your material, that is really trying to help you polish and bring out these ideas, these complicated themes and topics into very simple, easy to understand and easy to picture ideas.
Benjamin used that polished document to secure a pilot award at the University of Rochester, which then allowed his lab to build the video games and generate the preliminary data needed to submit an NIH R01 grant, the flagship research grant in Benjamin's discipline. But Benjamin, having been given the key, didn't just walk through the door. He turned around to help others who were also trapped. While he was finding his footing as a professor, a former mentee of his reached out. She was a student in Texas. She'd passed her PhD defense, but her department chair and a university librarian were refusing to accept her dissertation.
The librarian just kept finding stupid reasons really to hold her back. This table is not fully APA. Oh, you're missing some commas here. He really went sentence by sentence looking for any mistake to highlight.
Missing some commas. It sounds bureaucratic, but for a student trying to get a PhD, this is the death by 1,000 red marks that makes people quit. It was delaying her graduation and so preventing her from getting to the next career step. Benjamin remembered the JEDI program and connected her with Angela. Angela reviewed her entire thesis to make sure that there was absolutely nothing the gatekeepers could object to, and the mentee finally submitted it successfully. This is the multiplier effect, and this experience motivated Benjamin to do more. He is part of the Neuroscience Diversity Commission at Rochester, creating access programs for high school and undergraduate students from underrepresented backgrounds. because he knows firsthand.
There is the invisible load that I think all of us in my position go through of the admin stuff, but then there's other things that I have to deal with every day related to my culture, coming from Puerto Rico as a Hispanic man. I'm also queer. People get to know me and they get to know that my partner is same sex. And so, then the biases come out and the extra work to even educate people.
That extra work can be exhausting. But when it comes to holding the door open for the next generation of scientists, Benjamin doesn't hesitate.
I do that with all the happiness in my heart because I wish I had that growing up. So I never really thought or considered growing up that science could be a route for me. I think if I would have had access to a lot of these programs, maybe things would have been a bit different for me.
Gatekeeping in science is often invisible. It looks like class notes you didn't cite, or minor formatting errors that delay a degree for years. It looks like a grant application that is scientifically sound, but narratively weak. The Life Science Editors Foundation is handing out the key to the maze, and scientists like Benjamin Suarez Jimenez are making sure it gets copied and passed down. This is Oliver Bogler with Standard Deviation on the Out of Patience podcast network. Production of this episode was supported by the Life Sciences Editors Foundation.